Well, this is the spreadsheet that we're going to be using to capture the dimensions of the statistical study. Some important things to note is that this study is linked back to an individual location, and so if we have a a restaurant chain that has multiple locations and that chain, and so just be cognizant of the fact that this Brown's Lounge is an individual location, and all of the information contained within the spreadsheet is about the Brown's Lounge at 533 Helveston Street, Mobile, Alabama. And so, knowing that, let's go over some of the dimensions of this spreadsheet. Company name, duh. Address, duh. Phone number, duh. Google Places. This is kind of interesting because what we've done is anytime you see, some really, really tiny text, what we have done, what Andrew and I have done is we've tried to minimize the amount of work necessary to actually complete the study. And so the tiny text is actually a hyperlink with all of the embedded parameters that you need to go to. So if you clicked on this, you'd actually go to Google Places, which is basically Google Maps. So you'll click on this, and all of the parameters to go to Brown's Lounge in Mobile, Alabama are going to be in the website. We're going to do a couple of these in. We're actually going to complete a few entries for the spreadsheet, and so let's first just go over all the dimensions, and then we'll go back and actually complete one. So we check for Google Places, which is basically Google Maps, and if there is a location on Google Maps that is created by the user, well, then the owner has verified it, and there's probably Google Place for it. Notice here's another link to Google. This Google link is not a Google Places or a Google Map search. It's just a straight Google search query. And the reason why we have it in two places is because web address. Web address is kind of the key that we use to trigger off the search for a mobile website. So we search in Google Places, and if we don't find the website there, then we use Google just as a secondary, verification of whether the restaurant website exists or not. We do the same kind of thing for Bing. We search Bing, Microsoft Bing. We look for a Bing place, which is exactly like a Google place. And an interesting thing that Bing does is it graphically lists the credit cards accepted. And so one of the consumers of this data might be American Express. And so naturally, we're going to try to get the data dimensions that are interesting to them. And so with Bing, we can search the credit cards accepted, and one of the credit cards could be Amex, and this is how we get that answered. We have web address yet again because just in case Google has missed it, well, we have another chance to get the web address using Bing. This headquarters stands for whether the location is a single unit or whether it is multiple units. Location dedicated website. This is interesting because what this signifies is if you have a chain of 15 restaurants, is the website dedicated to that particular branch, or is it dedicated to the entire organization? And so this is just a yes or no. And here's an example: Subway. If the location, if the website is dedicated to a specific Subway location, then this would be a yes. Auto detect location. On some websites, they can actually detect where you're browsing from, and so since you're in North Carolina, it'll just give you the North Carolina stores. And so this is a yes/no field, and I'll show you how to check for that. Is there an online menu on the normal website? Do they accept reservations? Do they accept online ordering? Do they accept any type of gift certificate? What coupons and promos are available? Is there a link on their webpage to download a mobile app? Credit cards shown. The credit cards accepted. Which credit cards are accepted, and is that shown on the website? And if the credit cards are shown, is American Express accepted? Is there a Facebook icon on the website? Is there a Twitter icon on the website? A LinkedIn icon on the website? Urban Spoon, Yelp? Is there a place for subscribing to their newsletters? Is there a place where they hyperlink to a blog, an RSS, or an Atom feed? And now we're going to we're going to switch from their website to their Facebook presence. This is another hyperlink that will take you to a Facebook search where you'll actually look for Brown's Lounge. The first thing we say is, does the Facebook page exist? Is it customized, or is it just a standard page? How many people like it? How many people are talking about it? Where? And we're here, which is, these three fields are just integers that you just pick out straight out of Facebook. Are there menus on the Facebook page? What about reservations? Online ordering? Are gift certificates available for purchase? Can you do, are there promos available, like coupons or other kinds of discounts? Twitter. This is another hyperlink that'll go to the Twitter page, and what we'll want from that is, after the search is done, we need to know how many tweets, how many following, how many followers, and is it a listed Twitter? LinkedIn, how many followers do they have, if any? Yelp, do they have any Yelp reviews? Foursquare, how many check-ins? Gowalla, does the Gowalla account exist? And so those are the metrics associated back with all of the dimensions of the survey. And so now in a second video, what we'll do is actually fill some of this stuff out.